And while you get in Judges 16, I want you to start at the 18th verse. I want to make sure I give you this last part. These 70 days that Pastor Hargrove has been talking about is an opportunity.
Yes, Lord.
It's an opportunity to get closer to God. An opportunity to get closer to what He's calling you to do, calling you to be, calling you to all of these different places. All right? That Ephesians 5, it's doable.
Yes.
The thing that I love about God is He doesn't give us something that we can't do.
Yes. Amen. Right.
He didn't put something so high that when we get halfway up that mountain, we get tired.
Right.
Is it going to be tough? Absolutely. Because a lot of us are older. We're stuck in our ways.
Amen.
We don't want to pray. We like talking about each other. We don't like to pay our tithes. We don't like to do some of these things.
Come on.
So we've done it for years. And now we got to get rid of all unrighteousness, all foolishness. We got to get rid of all of this stuff. Oh, it ain't going to be easy. Some stuff He's going to take out of you with a shot. Because if I don't get rid of this, you'll never be able to do it.
Amen.
But some of these things you're going to have to go through and suffer for me.
Yes.
Because you can't ask me to open up the window of heaven
Amen.
and pour out a blessing that you don't have room enough to receive if you don't do something.
Amen.
Come on.
Judges 16 and 18. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all in his heart.
Now what he's doing is he's showing us our relatives. If you're in God, these are your relatives. These are your relatives. You tell, I remember cousin Nook went to Princeton. You tell that to the young folks so they know they can go to Princeton.
Amen.
We don't tell these stories to our kids about folks overcoming. We got to wait till the preachers to tell us they prayed until midnight. How many of your kids, their girlfriend break up with them, they think it's the end of the world?
That's right.
We ain't telling them that Paul and them prayed and they fixed the situation. We're not doing it. We're not telling them enough Bible. We're letting Beyonce and Jay-Z raise our children.
Talking.
And if we're in the church, we're letting all of these big TV Jakeses and all of these other people raise our children. And I'm not saying anything's wrong about it. What I'm saying is, why have we departed from true holiness?
Amen.
Young folks dressing like something, looking like something, talking like something, walking into school, being something around other folks who don't got God.
All right.
We're supposed to be the lighthouse everywhere we go.
That's right.
We're supposed to walk in and atmospheres change because of us.
That's right.
We've lowered the expectation of God. We get angry when God doesn't do it.
Come on.
I've been sick for years. I don't have a job. Why have you lowered your expectation of me? Why should I bless you?
Amen.
If we step up to the calling, God will do it.
Yes, He will.
Yes.
But you got to understand, just like you got to flip that switch for these lights to turn on. We have to do something.
Amen.
Yes.
We have to do something. Come on.
She said they call for the Lord.
She sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he has showed me all that's in his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money into her hand, in their hand. And she made him asleep upon her knees.
Now, we have read where, who am I talking? Who's the scripture about? Okay, make sure. Yeah, Samson is alive. Make sure they got it. All right, now, when we read it in the beginning, he talked about now, Samson was a special child.
Amen.
Spoken into existence by angels. They gave him exactly what to do. Parents listened to the instructions of God. Didn't cut his hair. Probably raised him up to be a good child.
Amen.
Did all of these things. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to go all the way up. We're going to pick it up right here, but Samson got a little full of himself.
Amen.
Started telling some lies and acting up. See what I'm saying? But eventually, if you mess with the devil long enough, he's going to find a way to crack that code to your heart. You play with the devil long enough, he's going to find the exact words that's going to be needed to get you to do what he wants. The story of this was, he knew he wasn't supposed to tell her. Some secrets that God gave you, you got to keep to you.
Amen.
Because some people can't respect what God gave you.
That's right. True.
God called me to go to the masses. You can't even preach to two of us.
All right.
God told me I was going to have a big house. You living in a homeless shelter.
Come on. Talk.
You can't tell everything that God gave to you to everybody.
That's right.
So he's going to give you a circle of people. He gave me pastor. But I can't tell pastor everything.
All right.
Because sometimes God wants to use her to confirm what he said.
Come on. Amen.
So in this situation, when Delilah heard it, she knew she had the key. And she went to them and said, he has told me everything out of his heart. And she knew it to be true this time. Come on.
And she called for a man. And she caused him to shave off 7 locks of his head.
Yes.
And she began to afflict him. And his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines will be upon thee, Samson.
A lot of us have been just like this.
You're right.
We messed around with the devil so long, told him our secrets, told him the very thing that was in our heart, and when it was time, we didn't have it.
Amen.
We didn't have it.
All right.
Because right now, he's so used to handling something one way that when he went to do it this time, you done messed up for real.
Amen.
A lot of us, we have power to go through the test, but we use up that power well before we get in it.
Amen.
God give us enough to get on through, but we wasting time on people, places, and things that God had no intentions for us, that once we get in the middle of our test, we don't have enough power to get through. And then you call the people that you gave all the power to, they ain't even answering the phone.
That's right.
They won't be there for
That's
you.
right.
So what happened, you realize that I really only can rely on God. Come on, read.
And he awoke out of his sleep.
Yes, God.
And said, I will go out as at the other times before, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him.
Come on, read that part again. So he will. Come on. 20. Read.
And she said, the Philistines will be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out.
I will go out
as at the other times before.
just like the other times that I've done. That's what we do to God.
Oh, God.
We think we can pick him up when we want.
Come on.
We think that he's going to continue to give us power to get through all of these tests. When God is saying, keep your portion, no third party. Cut these people out of your life. Read it. Come on.
Jesus.
And shake myself.
Come on.
And he wist not that the Lord was not.
He didn't know that God had departed from him. Come on.
But the Philistines took him
Come on.
and put out his eyes.
Yes, God.
And brought him down to Gaza.
Come on.
And bound him with
How
fetters
many
of wood.
times did the devil put you on display?
Woo.
You was in church, you fell down. He cut you all up, put you on display to the world.
Come on.
You get up in the store, you slide your card, it's declined, you embarrassed.
Come on.
I didn't tell you to go to the store.
All right.
How many times did we get to different places and we went for that, oh Jesus, when we know it's him? And it didn't sound that right. How many times did we go to push that button and God wasn't there?
Amen.
So this one time he got there, he thought he was going to save himself like last time. And do what he do. And God wasn't with him.
Amen.
Come on.
And he did grind in the prison
Come
house.
on.
Howbeit, the hair of his head began to grow
See, but
again.
you got to understand that if you stay after you mess up, if you stay after you messed up, God will begin to do something.
Yes.
Some tests got to get you to your knees. It said in the beginning, he said that he sent taskmasters to Egypt. The taskmasters had to whip them enough that they could pray to God to change our situation. He said, I had to get down. These people put me on display. These people are talking about me. Where's your God? Why is he out here? He didn't do it for you. But in all of these things, God was letting his power come back. A lot of times we don't think that we got nothing, but all of this time, God is slowly letting your power come back. That's why you can get in a car for 8 hours now. When you thought you couldn't go 2 hours. Now God is showing you that you can do it. God is putting it
together
Come on.
to do an offering great sacrifice
Come on.
unto Dagon their God,
Yes, God.
and to rejoice. For they said,
They had a party. Come on.
our God had delivered
Our God is better than your God. My God got me this big
Come
house.
on.
That's what the world is saying, the Illuminati and all of that. My God got me all of this. Your God got you in an apartment. My God is greater than yours. Come on.
our enemy into our hands.
Our enemy got you. He's laying at our feet. We done beat him. You know what I'm saying? They think they done beat us to submission.
Yeah.
A lot of things in our life, people think they done beat you dead.
You right.
They didn't beat you dead.
My God.
They beat you to the point where you rely on him.
All right. Oh God.
Folks is looking at your account laughing. They
Yeah.
got all this God, but they don't got much.
Yeah.
Praise God for these four walls.
You talk, man.
Be it how small it is. Be it how hot it is. Because don't you understand that in every single praise, God is unlocking something in the spirit. That once he releases it, the world is going to look at you and say, oh my God, how is it that he did it for them? And my God didn't do it for me. What's so different about them? That is so different about me. Read it, come on.
And when the people saw him,
Come on.
they praised their God.
Come on.
For they said, our God had delivered into our hands
Come on.
our enemy and the destroyer of our country,
Yes, God.
which slew many of us. And it came to pass, when their hearts were merry,
When their hearts was married,
that they said,
they called for him. Come on.
call for Samson,
Call for David. Come on.
that he may make us a
That we
sport.
can come on out and we can laugh at him again. Because this was the highlight of this party. They all get together. All the demons in your life that just having cookouts and laughing at you. Now let's call Jesonya. Let's get her on over here. Let's laugh at this little church. Let's laugh at that little counter. Let's laugh at that checking account. Read it. Come on.
And they called for Samson out of the prison house.
Yes, God.
And he made them sport.
Come on.
And they set him between the pillars.
Come on.
And Samson said unto the lad that held him by his hand.
Come on. Now what happened is, how many times, see what he knew, that somewhere along the way, that God was going to be with him. Read it. Come on.
Suffer me,
Come on.
that I may feel the pillars.
Come on, he said, suffer that I can feel this pillar. Take me to that place, God. Lead me to this place, Jesus. And I believe that Samson was in the hole. And Samson was praying. He said, lead me this time. I can't let you keep talking about me. I can't let you let me stay in this place. I can't let you keep me in this hole. I'm not staying in this hole. Lead me to this pillow. Lead me over here. Let me hold on to it. Lead me. Because I couldn't see on my own. Lead me. Because I can't get there without your help. Read it. Come on.
Whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them.
Then I got to lean on this thing. Come on.
Now the house was full of men and women.
Now it was all the way full. Everybody was at their height. Come on, read it.
And the lords of the
Stay in that thing, Elisa. Come on.
And there were upon the roof 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport.
Come on.
And Samson called unto the Lord and said,
Samson called unto Jesus. Come on.
O Lord God,
Oh, Jesus.
remember me.
Oh, Jesus.
I pray thee.
Oh, Jesus. Read it again.
And Samson called unto the
And he
Lord
called unto the Lord
and said,
and said,
O Lord
oh,
God,
Lord,
remember me.
remember me.
I pray thee.
Because Samson was okay for dying. He said, I'm tired of you laughing at me. I'm tired of you talking about me. I'm not going to be in this hole any longer. I'm tired of you putting me in this place. I'm not 60 seconds of praise. 60 seconds of praise. Put your hands together. 60 seconds of praise. Put your hands together. 60 seconds of praise. instructions.
Yes, Lord.
We do love you.
Yes, Lord.
We do love you. You are our sister. You are our sister. We do love you.